I went to Martyn Gerrard because they were advertising several properties in the price range and in the sort of the circumstances that we were looking for. We were looking to buy 2 investments this year, and because of Martyn Gerrard's particular expertise in the areas that we were looking at, they had probably the best range of stuff that we saw. And my first contact there was Martyn, and he proved to be an absolutely superb contact there. He looked after us. He always promptly answered the calls, and he sort of, some agencies we've met don't do that sort of stuff, but Martyn was exemplary. And we ended up buying 2 properties through Martyn Gerrard, and then we also decided to let it through them as well, because they arranged all the lettings for us and the initials. They don't manage it, but we manage it ourselves. But I mean, we've got a portfolio of properties, and we found Martyn Gerrard to be excellent. The reason we decided to let it through Martyn Gerrard is because they know the property very well, just for the simple act of them selling it to us, and they know the property, they know all the quirks about it, and they're the best placed people to actually do it. Also, because it's in the locale that their expertise, and people are going to get there's going to be a lot of footfall outside their offices, and there's going to be a lot of people. They've got a very high profile in this part of London, and that high profile pays off as compared to other agencies which are much bigger chains. But Martyn Gerrard specialises in this area of London, and that's why we stayed with them, and it's proved to be fine. Martyn Gerrard differentiated themselves from other agencies in the central Finchley and West Finchley areas by just having a superior local knowledge and having probably a much better portfolio of properties available. We went to some of the others, but they were fairly unresponsive, both on the sales side and on the letting side. So they weren't that quick. Whereas Martyn Gerrard they interact with me as a client, and they respond very, very fast as well. Buying properties of any sort, so, I mean, there's always problems. I mean, when the solicitors get to work, how fast do they actually respond, and so on. There are always issues, but I found that they attack that issue very, very quickly. So for instance, if I had a problem with Martyn would be on the phone to the seller and the seller's solicitors, and they'd actually be resolved fairly quickly. Yeah, the most important qualities I would look for in an estate agent, and I don't know, and I've dealt with lots, but normally they're all pretty good because they're all fairly local and they know us. But I mean, first and foremost is honesty. That they don't hide any aspects of the property or histories or anything like that. Next is the responsiveness. That when you ring them up, they're back on the phone again the same day, particularly when you're going through the process of making an offer, particularly when you're going through the process with the solicitors, because there you need immediate results because you've got to make decisions and in the bargaining process. 3, personality. I mean, if they're nice people, then it's a pleasure to deal with them. If they're grumpy or shysters, then you don't want to deal with them. And I think that Martyn Gerrard demonstrated all those elements.